But I'm gonna. You know what? Let's just get their opinion on this. Hi there, Doug. Hi there. My name's Alex Tongman, and you guys, your names aren't really that important. But you, as a collective, you're important. Because this show isn't about us, right? It's not about us. It's about you guys watching us. You guys are as important as we are, if not significantly less. So I get to know you a little bit. So if I can just point at someone and they could give me real quick name, address, where they keep their valuables in their house, that'd be great. Bam!
Me?
You.
You. Which one?
You're thinking a lot about this. You know what? Don't worry. I can tell this is too much for you.
Yeah, they do in highlights. You want my
That makes
name, my address, and
Where you keep your valuables. Yep.
Need.
Honestly, you could skip straight to the last part, Nee. I appreciate that, Nee.
One way away.
Yep.
I can give you trains.
Go on.
And I follow Kit.
I'm sorry. Dan's gonna kill me. I can't allow this. I appreciate that, Nee. What do you study?
And nothing.
No. There's nothing up there. What are you enjoying?
I supposedly did an animation degree, but I eat Ravelry present.
It's okay. You know what? Good. I feel
I
something's
feel like I should have
happening.
picked on someone else.
I really should have, but you know what? The past is the past. Oh, it's gonna break my whole brain. Anyway, yes, no, what I actually want to talk about today is maths, because I do a maths degree, and I've made that my whole personality. See, the more you study maths, the more you find out that everyone was right about maths all along, and it is actually that bullshit. But it follows a sort of curve that I like to call the bell curve of enlightenment. Now, if you know what a bell curve is, that's going to help out a lot. If you don't, just imagine like a puppy or something. Be a dog. No, a bell curve sort of goes like this. It curves upwards, goes over the mound, and then back down. And this particular bell curve graphs how much you know about maths with how much you like maths. Right here, little bit, you don't know much about maths, but you don't much like maths. This is where a lot of people stop. This is where GCSEs have put you off. You look at them, you think, oh God, the numbers were bad enough, and now they've added letters. Please help me. And to those people, I say, stop talking. In the middle of something here. No, but just because you're right at the beginning of the graph doesn't mean it says anything less about your life, right? You're just right there. It only measures maths. So really, the graph doesn't care how much you like animation. You're just sort of at the bottom here. And then you curve on upwards. This is where we're at about A levels, where you learn enough maths for it to be useful for things, right? You can use maths for physics. You can use it for computer science. You can use it for that time you had 5 cookies but 10 friends. Oh God! No, but it seems useful at the time. And if I can be frank, I miss those times. But I'm not Frank, I'm Alex, so I'm gonna move on. You have to go back down the curve, and it sort of extends off forever, where the more you learn about maths, you remain upset with it the whole time. It's just bad. See, mathematicians, we love a proof. We love proving things. We love when you give us a statement, and you can say, but this is why it's true. We love that, it gets our Bible in. But the problem with maths is that we've made so many rules, we can start proving things that we shouldn't be able to. It's the concept of paradoxes. Everyone's aware of what a paradox is, right? Yes, can I see a hand for no? Any hands for no? There was a brief one right over there. You know what? Just for you. A paradox is a sentiment that is provably true, but it makes no sense. For example, if I said, this sentence is false, that sentence is both false and true, that's a paradox. Maths has a few of those. Last year I studied one called the Banach-Tasker paradox. That means because of the way that we model a sphere, you can get that sphere, break it into pieces, rotate those pieces, and you come out with 2 spheres. The same ones you started with, just twice. You just made more of them. Now, in maths, if you make that kind of mistake and you end up with a stupid answer, it means you did something wrong on the way there. In this case, the thing we did wrong was counting. And it's a bit late to sort of undo maths to solve that problem. Yeah, because we have too many rules and they conflict with each other. I'm gonna get lit. They conflict with each other and now there's no solution to it. It's like if a history student got bored and thought, you know what would be fun? Let's make a new battle, and there's no proof this battle existed, but it provides rock-solid alibis for everyone involved in the JFK assassination, including the big man himself. They were all in Malta at the time. It doesn't make any sense, but we can do it in maths. Why does that laugh? The problem with maths is that they take a subject, and then they look at it for so long, that it stops working anymore. A subject I really enjoy in maths is called topology. Now, topology is the study of surfaces, so shapes. It's a study of shapes. If you've ever seen that image of like a mug that morphs into a donut, that's topology. Basically, topology says two shapes are equivalent under the rules of topology, is if you imagine both of them out of Play-Doh, you could morph and stretch one without opening or closing any holes, and you get the next one. The important part of that is we didn't open or close any holes, so it has the same amount of holes. So we can use this to solve how many holes a thing has. Some people seem to think straws have 2 holes. That's not true. If you get a straw and you flatten it, it's a ring, that's got 1 hole. It's that easy. If you get a cup, you can flatten the cup, it's a plate, or like some kind of coaster, who cares? That's got no holes in it. So if we upgrade to a slightly more complicated shape, we shouldn't have any problems. These shorts. So these shorts have 1 hole for each leg, and the hole that, well, I'm going through as well. And so topology says that's 2 holes, because they connect. I don't, you take one off because look, it's a long story. Okay, anyway. And you might be thinking, oh, are the pockets holes? No, because pockets are just cups made out of shorts, also known as shops. So they don't count for anything. So the shorts have 2 holes. This shirt has a hole down here, 2 holes for sleeves, 1 on my head. And as we know, that means you've got 4, but actually 3 holes. So this is 3 holes, this is 2 holes. Thankfully, a shirt is not shorts, because that would be bleeding. Unfortunately, a shirt is a pretzel. They're the same, because they have pretzels are 3 holes. And shorts, well, that's a carrier bag. So carrier bag, if you think about it, is just a code with handles. So a lot of people, to get through public speaking, right, they like to imagine the audience naked. I don't have to imagine it naked. I can see you guys in your pretzels and carrier bags, and you look ridiculous. Yeah, we really drove it into the ground. Once again, I've taken the topic, and it started reasonable, and then we kept going, and then falls. We just drive these things into the ground, like Star Wars, or tent poles. Or just jump. So the thing I want you guys to take away from this set, the thing I want you to remember, is that you shouldn't question things in life as much as we have at maths. When you get a question from the universe, give a 1-word answer and just sort of move on with it, you know? You get the question and you think, well, if I ask 2 questions, it's just gonna make it worse, and will make it worse. So with that said, Neve, where do you keep your valuables? That has been my time, thank you, Brian.